We're streaming now. Recording. Oh, yeah, headphone shit. Recording now. All right, ready.
Okay.
Oh, shit. False start. Offense.
What about the sound pad? Did we ever get that ironed out? The sound effects?
I just took the horn and made the Neil rant.
Oh, okay, cool. Perfect.
Ready.
Tried to run your pockets, they ain't had no other option. Know some niggas lost their life just trying to get ahead. Or maybe just a limb, he let them choose, it's the arm or the leg. Eye for an eye, that's the rule when you taking the karma pledge. The iron close, I spot the evils, then aim it at your head. Calculated movements, I'm ducking bruises and contusions. He just want respect acquired by ounces that he be moving. His blood spilling blood, chain react is damn that muscle memory. To the gods above, he make a move, that's what they send. This shit reality, capping casualties, ain't no pass for him. Slicing through the masses, I'm carving my niche masterfully. Words becoming vivid with thoughts require a salary. Heavy moral attack, disrespect and turn to a battery. I learned some lessons, staying grounded to keep the essence. Gotta watch your hand, pinky rings fuck around and get severed. When I pull the lever, in a lecker operate clever. I'm keeping one in the chain with accompany my endeavors. This is for my niggas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Beats, Brews, and Points of View podcast. I'm your host, Neil Richter, along with my partner in podcasting, sitting across from me, E-Man Bates.
The PIP, that is me, and we are in the city for episode 146.
146.
You know what I just realized, by the way, since we're streaming this?
What?
I didn't set up a channel for music for the stream.
Okay.
So that actually works out beautifully.
That works out
so
perfect.
It just looks mad awkward that we're doing nothing there for the stream.
That's okay.
So how do you streaming guys out there? But yes, it's fine.
I will when we get to the songs, I'll at least tell you what we're listening to so that you at home can play it yourself so you can listen to it. Sorry, we don't make the rules at YouTube. YouTube does.
Yeah.
But anyways, that song that we just started off the podcast was called Bullet Showers, and that is by Noisy Neighbor featuring the God Fahim and our boy Jalen Frazier. We wanted to start that one off because Jalen has got some movement going with this song. I'm really super proud of him. Jalen's been a guest on our show, and he's both one of E and I's favorite rappers out of the city. And on a super dope level, I listen to Rosenberg and Ebro in the morning, the guys up at Hot 97, every day. I listen to their program every day. And Rosenberg does Real Late with Rosenberg on Sunday nights, basically Saturday night when the clubs are getting let out is basically when his show is going on. And he played Jalen's song, this song that we just listened to, up at Hot 97. So that's super dope for Jalen. I'm really excited for everything that he's got to come. But anyways, E-Man, how you doing, bro?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. I'm leaving for Portugal in a few days, so
Woo!
getting excited. I know, right? Like, oh, you know what we forgot to do? Holy shit.
What?
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so, my bad. We definitely intro with Stone Cold every episode, so I
Yeah,
dropped the ball
you
on
got
that.
to. It would have
Come on,
been bad. It would have been bad luck if we didn't.
Exactly.
We had to hit
It's
it.
a little late, but we here. Anyway, yeah, I leave for Portugal and Spain next week. This coming Thursday. Really excited about it, man. Like I said, this is my first time. Like, they got this new thing called Etnas, apparently. Like,
What is it?
Etna, I think it's pronounced Etnas, Etinnas. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But what it is essentially is kind of like if you like the stringent areas of Europe.
Okay.
If you live within Europe, you can transfer to different countries without passports. However, if you're coming from the U.S. or Canada or like Asia or something like that, you have to like get this Etnas thing, which is kind of like a extra round of security, essentially.
Got you.
But the thing is, they don't activate that. I was looking at it because I was nervous because they started in 2025, but they don't start it to like the middle of 2025.
Oh, okay.
So I should be good to go. I was a little concerned about that, but I think we should be okay. Other than that, man, so my flight gets in at 8 in the morning, right? And I forgot to do early check-in at the hotel. So I didn't want to send around. So luckily I was able to call, like, the people I booked it through. They were kind of useless and like really like helping me do that, unfortunately. But it's fine. I called the hotel directly. They were able to hook me up, and yeah, I'm good to go. So I get in to Lisbon around that time. I'm excited, man.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's bold of you and like pretty brave, really. I don't know if I would go. Like, I don't know if I'd have it in me to travel outside of the. Well, maybe I would. I do a lot of stuff by myself, so I think I would.
And me too. I'm one of those people. Like, I don't mind. I'd rather do stuff because I kind of want my own, like, kind of like move at my own pace with that. Even though I'm going with a tour group, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it completely crazy. Like, I'm not staying in a hostel and just kind of like winging it with no agenda. Like, my agenda is kind of planned out, but at the same time, it's like I really like doing adventures shit like myself sometimes. So
maybe there'll be a couple of ladies in your tour group.
Hey,
that kind of looks like a lady. We need to get some Tim Meadows, the ladies man, drops on our little soundboard. Can I offer you a fish sandwich?
The back of your head is ridiculous.
Anyways, we got a action-packed show for you tonight. We wanted to make sure to get another one out there for you, so E-Man and I hold ourselves accountable and stick to our schedules and do it like we used to do. And tonight we wanted to talk about some of our favorite things that came out of 2024 and some of the things that we're already seeing out of 2025. There's been a gang of freestyles dropping already.
Yeah.
So we're going to discuss some of those. We're going to discuss the Drake one that came out, the Joey one, Tyler. We want to talk Doechie's Tiny Desk and her Colbert Report performance. E-Man took me to a live episode of WWE. Well, it was a dark match.
It was all dark matches. So it was like during their holiday tour, but I love the dark matches, or not the holiday tours, just because you get all these matches that you would not get televised because it has nothing to do with the actual story.
And I had like I'm not in the loop as much as E-Man is, and I still had a great time. We'll get to that in a little bit. We also want to discuss, what else did we have down? I think that was pretty much it. Mostly new music and the Tiny Desk stuff, and then WWE. But before we get to all that, E-Man, we do have a couple of different kind of drinks for us tonight. I've got myself a weed beverage here.
Shout out to Keef.
Yeah, I've had one of these Keefs before. I haven't had Keef Extreme, though. So
that's the extreme one?
Oh, shit. This has got 100 milligrams in it. I better slow down on this thing.
Wait, have you been drinking that the whole time?
I've only had a sip of it so far.
Okay.
See, I think the normal ones are like only like 10 or 20 milligrams or something like that, the one I had before. So I gotta probably only drink like a quarter of this while we're recording.
Noted. Okay.
But this is the root beer flavor of the one. So this is pretty interesting. And then what do you have, E?
I am going to the land of the rising sun here. I got some organic sake from Jimani. Harasuru. Is that how you pronounce it? Harasuru. So I've been on like a big sake kick lately. Like I don't really like. Yeah, I mean I switch every seasonal. I like warm sake personally.
Nice.
It's just very warm, and I've been like I got my little studio set up now. So
yeah,
I've been in there and like put.
What's in a sake bomb? Isn't there a sake bomb like kind of like you would do like a Irish car bomb, only it's with sake and something else?
I don't know what a sake
I think they
bomb
serve them in like the Japanese restaurants and stuff.
They do. I feel like.
I don't know what it is, though.
I almost want to say it's like sake. It's not sake and Red Bull, is it?
I hope not.
It's not like a Jaeger bomb,
I don't think
right?
so. I don't think it's like a Jaeger bomb.
That's a great question.
Sake bomb.
Sake bomb. You ever remember my new haircut?
Yeah, I do.
Remember they did like the
Jaeger bombs. Jaeger.
They did like
that was like the first viral video. I feel like one of the first.
It was like one of my it was like one of my favorites. But they had one with like a Japanese guy. He just goes sake bomb, sake bomb, sake bomb, sake bomb.
Oh man, the early days of the internet. What year would you think that the new haircut video was? Like early 2000s, right?
2000. Nah, it was like I was in high school, so it was probably like 2000. 8-ish, maybe 9.
You think so?
Yeah.
It was that late?
We can fact
Yeah,
check
well,
that
like
real
that.
quick.
We should do like a whole episode where we revisit some of the very first viral videos.
Unforgivable.
Yeah, chocolate raindrop. Wasn't it? What was it? What, chocolate rain?
Chocolates rain. Tezande. I remember that dude very vividly. Numa.
Yeah. Remember the South Park episode they did about all those guys?
Yes. All of them we just named are in that episode, by the way.
South Park should be coming back soon, shouldn't it?
Yes, but no, they did that mini movie, right?
They did?
What was it? It was about the Ozempic shit.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
By the way, we did not do the episode. We did not talk about it. You saw like Lizzo's clapback on that a little bit.
Didn't she I think she played into it, didn't she?
She
outfit for Halloween or something.
She had a Lizzo costume as the Ozempic thing.
That's kind of dope.
Yep.
I like that at least.
By the way, she's lost a lot of weight.
I saw that. I saw that. I am appreciative of people that know how to take a joke and can laugh at themselves. I think it's silly when people get offended by South Park. I would be so honored if South Park roasted
That's
the
how
shit
I know
out
I
of me.
made it. That's how I know I made it. If we as a podcast or me as an individual or Neil as an individual ever get made fun of on South Park,
Oh my God.
I will absolutely you know what, Trey, Matt, I'll do the voice. Y'all can do whatever the fuck
need.
you want.
Yeah,
I'll
say
just do
whatever
the
you
voice.
want.
That's like did I ever show you the video? So one of my
Okay.
he's really, really popular.
Meat Canyon sounds like a male porn star name.
Meat Canyon. No, not Cannon. Meat Canyon. No, Meat Canyon could sound like a female porn star name.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
But Jesus,
All right, continue about Meat Canyon.
Meat Canyon. So Meat Canyon. What was I about to say, man? All right, so. Okay, so he does these weird animations where they're super distorted, and it gets really dark really quick, essentially, right?
Kind of like a Tool video or something. Remember Tool music videos?
darker.
They're super dark and
Darker.
weird.
I'm gonna show you this, but anyway, he did one on Fantano.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was hilarious.
Okay.
And Fantano actually did the voice work. Or
He
not,
did?
He did, or he didn't do the voice work. He did he was in the video.
Yeah.
He got one to where he was doing a music review, but it was of Meat Canyon's greatest hits. He goes, "This is shit," and then he pulls out shits on the record, and he goes, "Wait a minute, this doesn't deserve my dookie."
I can actually picture Fantano doing that. I'm so back. What are your thoughts on Anthony Fantano? I'm so back and forth on how I feel about him. I want to sometimes there's something in me that wants to hate on him, but then I'll watch he's usually pretty well thought out. He doesn't just say some mean shit just to say mean shit. He usually does have a pretty good point. but sometimes I think I don't understand the value of making a worst of 2024 list. He does that kind of stuff.
I mean,
which I think is
he
a little...
did a Razzies for music.
Yeah, which I don't really
right?
I don't see the value in that, honestly.
No,
That's just mean-spirited kind of.
I don't mind them. I mean, there's some stuff I agree with. There's some stuff I don't agree with. But at the end of the day, music is subjective. You like what you like.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is super smart and well-spoken, though. I don't know how he's able to get in front of a camera like that and
It's very articulate.
be as witty and exactly. He's very articulate, and that's hard to do, especially when you're just talking into the camera, when you're not having a conversation with someone else podcasting, when you're just doing it by yourself. That's a skill, man. That's a really tough thing to do.
Yeah. What was I about to say with that? Oh, speaking of bad music, right? I went before we go into the WWE wrestling 2 weeks prior to, actually right before Christmas, I went to a JCW show finally.
JCW
Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Oh,
dude, it was great.
Was it crazy?
It
was
was
what was the atmosphere like? The people, the surroundings.
It didn't smell as much like Fago Moon Mist as I thought.
I thought you were gonna say body odor.
No, but no, it was honestly, it was really tight. Quick shout out, Danny Dollars, man. Because he does. I think he did The Gathering last year, and he tours with, or not tours, but he like does a lot of stuff in that realm, I would say, in a way. So it was cool. Like, he invited Frost out to come out to the show and check it out. And then Frost, it was like, I'm a wrestling fan, so he invited me out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I finally went to my first JCW show, man. It was great. And then
That's
actually,
awesome.
my homegirl, shout out to Pepper Pride. I used to work with her. She, she's wrestling now. So
Nice.
She actually wrestled in that too. So I'm like, this is cool. Just
That's
getting to see
awesome,
that
man.
shit, man. Yeah.
I love seeing my friends win. Like, just seeing, like, I mean, I wouldn't. Jalen and I are new friends. We talk, mostly our friends via text message and stuff. But like, just see like him getting a placement up at Hot 97, Rosemary
That's
playing
fucking
shit,
amazing,
so happy
Jalen.
for
Like,
him.
that does not go like, dude, keep that shit up. Like, that's amazing.
He also told me that Killer Mike's tour date DJ, Trackstar, I think his name is. I guess he's been playing a lot of Jalen's music, like during like the opening sets for
Dude,
Mike and stuff. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his DJ likes Jalen's music. So like during the warm up and stuff before Mike comes out, like he's been playing that Bullet
that's
Shower
cool.
song and shit.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's what I think too, man.
Jalen, I'm so happy for you, man. That's such a big deal.
He's got a real
That-
lane because Jalen can sing too. Like, he doesn't do it a ton, but he can sing. So like, he can make his own hooks. He's got the producing bag too. Like, he's
that
great.
whole camp. I mean, well,
Isaac.
Foulmouth technically got a Grammy nom too.
He did?
Well, because of Eminem.
Oh,
the Eminem
yeah.
album, yeah.
That didn't even dawn
Yeah,
on me. That's
yeah.
crazy to think about. Holy shit. That's crazy. Detroit is on the come
Yeah,
up,
I know,
man.
right? Shit's
We're
shit's
going to
nuts
talk
right
about
now.
this tonight.
Shit is
We're talking
absolutely
about
nuts right now, yeah.
So like, getting into that a little bit, E-Man and I kind of
What's that? What song was that? Antichrist?
Antichrist.
okay. All right, cool.
That was
Yeah, yeah.
Antichrist.
All right.
E-Man and I kind of had this conversation last year on the podcast when Eminem put out the Death of Slim Shady, and it had that Toby song on it featuring Babytron and Big Sean, that it kind of felt like he was trying to get the regional rap shit going again. And then obviously we had a whole summer of that like amplified to 1,000 with Kendrick and Drake. The regional rap shit was super back outside, as Kendrick, claiming the West Coast and American heritage, and while Drake obviously is from Canada.
What Canadian did
Cannabis?
Did Canada had a run?
Cannabis was dope from Canada.
I mean, like what? I mean, like last year, like this past year.
Oh no, they didn't really.
I'm gonna say you have a lot of Canadian artists. You got,
I would say they're down bad.
you got The Weeknd, you got Tory Lanez, you got who else is in that?
Tory's in jail.
The
The Weeknd's about to
makes
drop.
good music.
The Weeknd's
but
about to
yeah,
drop
yeah.
this year though, so he'll be able to put on for them a little bit over in Canada. But Drake, I mean, he put out a freestyle. Whether he put it out or not, we don't know.
Do you think it was a leak?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
Or was it one of those ones where it looks like a leak, but he actually put it out? Because it came from his like plot twist, which plot twist is like Drake's burner account.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
So
but yeah.
it seems to me like, from looking at the video, it's very grainy and it's hard to tell, but it does look like he has braids, and he recently cut his hair. So this isn't brand new. So this must be from some time previous to now. But I don't know, man. Like, some of the stuff that he's saying on there is so cringeworthy. Hold on, I wrote some of them down because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any points. In the freestyle, he talks about how people fell for the gimmicks, and I don't understand what gimmicks he's talking about, because Kendrick doesn't use gimmicks. You're the one using the social media gimmicks.
Are
like,
you
the whole
assuming
time.
he's talking about Kendrick, though?
I kind of was.
I mean, there's so many people he was beefing with. It couldn't just be Kendrick.
I guess that's true.
It could be Metro. It could be anybody. Yeah.
I guess Metro kind of was doing gimmicks with the BBL Drizzy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be any.
I guess that's true.
Shit,
yeah, that's a good point. So I guess it could be that. So that's a good point, E-Man. There was another thing in there that he brought up where he was saying that, basically alluding to, no one was happy for him when he was setting all these records, but everyone's showing all this love and praise to Kendrick. And I think that's total bullshit, because he was getting all the love and praise for the last 15 years, smashing records, and it was constantly coming down my timeline. Drake beat this record. Drake beat the Beatles. Drake did this. Drake did that. So I don't know where he's coming from.
I think that's So my objective point to that is I think you're looking at it from a fan point of view and not maybe his peers necessarily.
Oh, you think from his peers?
From his peers,
Okay.
I don't think so.
That's a good point. That's another good point to bring up. But I think another reason why, and to play on to your point there, if he does see a difference, I think it's comes down to the type of artists they are and how they got there. Drake is known for latching on to new bubbling sounds and going with the trendy sounds, whereas Kendrick has stayed in his own lane, always been true to his own story, his own sonics. He doesn't go for shit that it doesn't mean anything. And he doesn't really do a lot of the braggadocious shit like Drake does. So maybe it feels
rant incoming. Neil rant incoming.
I don't even really think this is a rant. I just think that it maybe people are celebrating it more because it's like, damn, Kendrick crossed over in hip hop without having to do anything but what's true to him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So maybe that's why Drake, if I could answer the question there. And then a lot of people are saying like the whole, like he talks about like brotherhood and how, you know, we used to do summers together. A lot of people are alluding to that being about LeBron James, that he's like talking to LeBron about how they used to do all these things together. And now you like basically are, you know, at the Pop Out concert, dancing around, hanging out with Kendrick and all this and that. So I don't know, because I don't know his relationship with LeBron James, but that's what people seem to think it's about.
I can't say anything about LeBron because LeBron probably is the cleanest celebrity I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I
right.
really can't. He has. I mean, the only thing that really negatively was about LeBron is on the court for the most part.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was the whole thing with like Delonte West's mom, but that was like 05.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That was literally the only thing I could think about LeBron.
Yeah,
Like,
and you know, LeBron seems to kind of just love music. I think he would still big up Drake. You know, if he's dancing around to Kendrick because Kendrick's out right now and he's making a lot of dope music. I don't think LeBron really has I don't think he's like meticulously picking sides. I just think he's been seen around Kendrick more lately.
Right.
And we don't really know what his relationship with Kendrick's been. Maybe he's been boys with Kendrick for a long ass fucking time.
I mean, well, I remember they used to do those TDE like docs or whatever, like the little mini thing, like when they were on the BET tour. This was maybe around Good Kid, Mad City, maybe a little bit before, and LeBron was there. So this is like 2012, 2013.
Remember the Forever video? The Drake, Lil Wayne, Kanye, Eminem video. Yeah. It's just like laced with LeBron clips for whatever reason. It's like a sprite.
It's because they did the movie. It was a documentary.
It was
more than just a game. It was a LeBron doc.
Yeah,
that's what that song was for. Yeah,
got you. Okay, yeah. I was always wondering what that was for because there was like all these arbitrary like basketball clips of LeBron. And
that
was
for a LeBron doc.
I still laugh sometimes to myself the way that Eminem hadn't been around in like years at that point, comes out of rehab and just smokes the shit out of the three of those dudes on their own song. Like he was clearly making fun of them three that are also featured on the song.
I watched this little clip like it was like of Mac Miller talking about his 5 favorite rappers of all time. He was like, first of all, Mac Miller, favorite rapper of all time. Second of all, MGK. Third of all, Action Bronson. Fourth, Asher Roth. 5, Eminem. All day.
Oh man, MGK is into some. I heard some weird things about him. I don't want to even get into it right now. It's too gross. They were talking about it on Dave and Chuck. You can go find it there if you want to get into it. He's into some weird things.
You gotta be. I mean, he's been famous for a long time. I get it. So,
yep. Yeah. But anyways, so let's see. I think that's all I wanted to say about the Drake one. At least let's see. Oh yeah, one last thing. He goes, "I don't have a drinking problem. It's just a light addict." Or I forget what he said, how he framed it, but I feel like as someone that had a drinking problem, you don't say stuff like, I don't have a drinking problem, unless you, in fact, have a drinking problem. So
That's like what he say. If I'm a PDF file, I would have been arrested.
yeah. Like why are you painting the narrative for yourself? So I found that one a little bit questionable too, because every time you're on camera, you're seen with a drink. So I don't know you personally, so I'm not gonna.
Apparently, like his thing is espresso martinis, and
I think he likes like wine
wine
spritzers.
That sounds about
White
right.
wine with ice cubes in it.
That sounds about right. Wine spritz. You ever seen that episode of The Simpsons when Flanders tries a wine spritzer and just goes crazy?
No. That sounds kind of funny, though. That would be Flanders' drink for sure. Okay, let's move along, though, because we got a lot of other stuff to cover. So the Drake one, that was the newest one. The first, I probably went a little out of order there. The first freestyle of the new year that we heard was Tyler, the Creator, rapping over Hey Now by Kendrick Lamar. And that one seems to be, I feel like a lot of these freestyles, the theme that we're noticing is the regional rap, braggadocious, I'm better than you type of attitude and bars, which is what hip hop just straight up used to be. We got
There's nothing wrong with that.
So we love this.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I love Tyler talking his shit on this. He sounds great. He sounds different than he normally sounds. Do you think they had him like pitched up a little bit? It almost sounded like his voice was a little bit higher than his normal voice is. Like I couldn't tell. But then again, I also thought that was Frank Ocean on Judge Judy, and it was him.
No, I think he knows how to control his vocals.
Maybe you're right. Maybe that's the thing.
Did you ever see that list of when they were talking about if rappers were superheroes?
If rappers were superheroes, no.
They had Tyler as Deadpool.
Nice.
I don't think I could picture any better.
I like that
hip hop Deadpool.
We should probably just because these ones we can actually.
Who do you think would be Black Panther?
Who would be Black Panther?
And it's not Kendrick.
I was just gonna say
it's not Kendrick. I got an idea who it would be.
It'd have to be someone kind of like on a righteous path type of vibe.
There's two names that come to mind. One more than the other, though.
Who?
I was gonna say Jay Electronica.
Jay Electronica
or Lupe.
Get out of here. Lupe would make more sense. Jay Electronica, his big ass ain't fitting in.
No. As far as personality, and more, that's why I'm saying that.
Nah.
No, I'm not saying by build. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Go back to the Augs for a second.
Who would be Thanos?
We had that.
Drake would be Thanos, right?
You hit that thing for me?
Technically. Drake would have to be Thanos.
Yeah, he is.
He would have to be Thanos, right?
Yeah, I guess he would be. Yeah.
What would Cole
Just
be?
because he's so big though, because not out of sheer skill. He's not Thanos out of rapping ability.
All right. What would Drake has two classic albums to me where
I don't know if I would call them classics, but I'd
Take Care is a fucking classic.
Take Care is a classic.
Take Care is a classic.
You're right. I'll go with Take Care.
And the first one too. Nothing was the same.
That's a mixtape.
No. Before Nothing Was the Same was the album, but the first one, Thank Me Later.
Thank Me Later.
And I'll put Views in that too because I love Views. I personally love Views.
It's definitely not a classic. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Tyler, that guy.
We can't play this.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can. It's a freestyle.
We cannot play this.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I don't.
It's still not on.
Please.
Well.
Oh shit! Well, we actually can't play it.
That sucks. Let's see if this plays. If our plays from titles, because we won't be able to play our. Come on.
All right. Well, banter.
Well, I guess we'll have to skip on from that.
So anyway, yeah, Tyler's Hey Freestyle. Go check it out. It's solid. Did you see the new Rogan pod by any chance? 'Cause
I don't listen to Joe Rogan
It
anymore.
had Raekwon on there.
No, I didn't listen.
That's the only reason I saw it, because it had Raekwon on there.
Nice. You got a new album coming out.
That makes sense. But yeah, we're talking about just like that I mean, Wu-Tang's story is pretty well documented at this point, but just kind of hearing from his point of view about certain things, like, yeah, we want to, I mean, you know, we had a lot of things, like a lot of people from different perspectives, like, kind of came together. You know, RZA was kind of like this, like, fucking person trying to put this whole collective together. And it was like, they don't really have, like, there's been a couple groups I would say there's maybe like 2 or 3 groups other than Wu-Tang that really have a collective that really fucking branched out and everybody was smoking shit. I would say Soulquarians technically count. Would that be kind of a collective?
No, that's not the same.
No.
That's not the same as Wu-Tang. I mean,
I would say,
kinda.
I mean, Odd Future would be the only other like easy comparison. But
there's a bunch of them.
Yeah,
I think like Pro Era, there's TDE.
Not everybody from I mean, Joey and Kirk Knight.
I'm just talking about like there was like a lot
No, I mean collectives that like everybody's smoking shit. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think the Pro Era collective is all smoking shit. TDE's all smoking shit. Dreamville.
Does TDE count? That's a label.
It's kind of a collective at the same time. Like Black Hippie is kind of a collective. They're all smoking shit.
That's 4. I'm talking about like 9 individual, like 8 or 9 more individual, like a big group of people.
Yeah, I don't know.
There hasn't been that. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I can't really think of another one.
Yeah, not like Wu-Tang. That's definitely for sure. But anyways, yeah, I guess we'll continue on into these songs that we can't play. There's the new Little Sims song that came out of the UK, Hello Hi, where she's kind of talking her shit on there. If you guys aren't familiar with Little Sims, you guys should pay attention to her because she's phenomenal. But she's kind of in the same vein, talking shit like everybody else has been. She's got bars on there that say, I got a pen that's pumping iron the way it's right in stainless steel. Heard the beat, it gave me chills, right place at the right time, and it's time to let my paint spill. So it's kind of like that braggadocious energy coming for the top spot type of energy. And these are all, it's funny, all these people that are dropping freestyles, like...
That's what freestyling is, though.
For sure. Tyler, Denzel, her, like all these people are starting, like kind of like the spawns of Kendrick in a way, because they're all super inspired by him and a little bit on the younger side.
It goes before Kendrick.
Not. I mean, it kind of does, but I mean, I know for Tyler's been on record saying, praising Kendrick a shitload. Little Sims says it in her music. Denzel's always tweeting about Kendrick, so I think it's a fair point to make. But yeah, and then I don't know. Have you heard the Little Sims?
I haven't heard the Little Sims freestyle yet. I will check that out though.
And then moving on into the next one out of Detroit, Danny Brown's new song with Idols called Pop Pop Pop, which is one of the dopest songs I've heard in a fucking minute. This marriage of Danny Brown and Idols is awesome to me. Like, if you haven't heard Idols, they're kind of like a post-punk British band. They're kind of like pretty intense and hardcore sounding. And Danny fits like so perfectly with the sound of it to me. Like it really sounds good. And I think you guys should probably go check that one out. And he's kind of brag rapping a little bit too. He has a line on there. It says, never cross a line if you only snort it. If you can't work it, then what's the purpose? On the surface, it looks like a circus. All these clowns around pull the curtain. And I like that too, because that kind of like reminds me of what Kendrick was talking about on.
Try. You can try and play some music when you get a chance.
Let me try. Let's see. I'll pull one of these up and just to see if it works. Oh wait, maybe I have it down on here. Let's see.
And there you are.
Nice.
All
okay,
right, cool.
We got
better?
it back.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I feel better. But yeah, so the Danny Brown one, it kind of like what he's talking about there with the circus and the clowns and all this stuff and pull the curtain. It kind of reminded me of the sentiment Kendrick was talking about on the Let the Party Die Why argue with these clowns when the circus is well at work? I like this type of attitude, this type of energy out of these rappers. I am really, really excited for Danny Brown in 2025 because he is sober, and I think Danny Brown is going to be a problem when he finally puts out his album sober. Because the last 2 projects, they were amazing. He was still using on Scaring the Hose and on Quarenta. He was definitely still in addict mode. So I think Danny Brown is going to be just unstoppable when he puts out his next project. So that's another big one that I'm looking forward to for 2025. Let's see. E-Man, do you got any that you were thinking of before I've got a couple other things.
No,
freestyles are things that you've been...
I absolutely love that Doechii video, the Family Matter shit.
God, dude. Yeah, the Denial is a River. Yeah, it's awesome.
I love Zach Fox so much as like a comedic actor, as a rapper, as everything he does. He's just so
as a
funny.
DJ.
He was barely like in the. I mean, he was in the video, but he was like barely in the video, like no speaking lines whatsoever. And just, like absolutely just. It's just one of those people. Like every time I see you do something creative, I'm like, all right, he's gonna kill this shit. Mm-hmm. And I love that, man. But no, the Doechii video, it's just like how it does this perfect marriage of like this kind of like 90s, kind of like the camera style, like how it goes from like 90s. It's not 16:9. I don't know what the format is for that, but it's like like you know what I'm talking about, right? Like the actual how it's formatted, and then like the actual like grain and all that, like how it looks, and then like when she's like sitting down and she goes into that, I like getting drink, I like drinks, and when she goes into that part and it's like going back to straight up 4K, I'm like, yo, that's fucking dope ass transition right there. Just little shit like that, like just tweaks my nerd like brain a little bit. So I'm like,
and she's the art director for all of her shit.
Yes.
Like Doechii does all of her shit, all of her costuming, all of her video treatments, like all of that shit is all Doechii. And I think that's like one of the dopest things about her. Like her attention to detail is so much stronger than most people that I'm seeing going after it right now.
I got an unpopular actually, I would say you would agree with it, but a generally unpopular opinion, but I will save that for not on the camera. But is one of my, because I don't like comparing artists or female artists in general.
Yeah. So, I think everybody, so I want to play, because I know the Joey Badass freestyle is not copyrighted, so that one we can play. But before I play it, I want to say that these dudes that are coming for it then in 2025 are going to be having a tough problem if Doechii drops her actual debut album in the same year.
That wasn't an album?
She's calling that one a mixtape, and she said she
bullshit.
She said it's a mixtape, and she said she made it in 1 month.
Bullshit. No, I mean that might be true, but no, that is a fucking album. That is a conceptual piece of art. That is not a fucking mixtape. I'm called bullshit on that.
I mean, Kendrick technically called fucking Section 80 a mixtape, but I think that's an album too.
I hate these artists, bro. I genuinely hate when artists do that shit. It is a fucking album and you know it.
Yeah, it is kind of annoying. But between her and Little Sims, man, like her, Little Sims, and Rhapsody, I think that they could hold their own against any dude in rap right now. I really think, if not hold their own, some of them could beat some of these dudes in rap right now. Like those three are, to me, they've kind of ended the female versus male conversation for me. Now it's just, they're just in the mix with all the dudes for me.
There's one other female I would add to that list, but that's not the same one I want to talk about off mic.
Oh, really? Okay, so we'll have to. I can't.
Although, I mean, at the same time, like, I mean, you got like people like Glorilla still smoking. Like, I like
Glorilla too. I like her.
I liked her album that came out last year.
She's got a lot of work to do live. I don't know how she's improved, but I saw her.
No, she was at.
I saw her at St. Andrews, and it was terrible.
No. We saw her recently.
I didn't.
She was at Roots Picnic.
What? No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't.
She was at Roots Picnic.
Not the one that you and I went to.
Oh no, it was with me. No, it was the year after. Yeah, it was last year, or not last year, but 2022,
3.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't see her there.
She had the backup dancers and shit and everything.
She had the backup dancers when I saw her too, but she was just not good at rapping live. Like she was barely doing.
She didn't have the backing vocals, which I wasn't.
She did when I saw her, like heavy. It was like all backing vocals.
I feel like she made some growth in there, but no, I actually liked her last album personally.
I'm rooting for her. I think she's super fun. She's super friendly. She was a guest judge on that Rhythm and Flow show.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Did you end up watching Rhythm and Flow yet?
Nope. I probably won't either till like later.
I thought it was a really good season. There was like so much Detroit representation. It was crazy between the judges and the.
I know Royce was there, and
Royce,
they had
Mr.
Eminem
Porter,
come on the Shelter, right? Yeah.
Big Sean.
I will watch it. It's just I will watch it probably on my own time on that one.
Yeah. All right, let's get to this Joey Badass thing, because first of all, I want to set it up. So Joey dropped a freestyle out of the clear blue sky the other day, and we are giant fans of Joey on this podcast. I think, honestly, in my personal opinion, I know Drake is a much bigger artist than he is in the rap world. I think Joey would be a better opponent for Kendrick Lamar than Drake, because I think Joey is a more authentic rapper. I think he's a better rapper. I think he has a better catalog. But he hasn't been as prevalent in hip-hop over the last couple of years because he's been heavily in the acting scene. He's been working on 50 Cent's Power. I think it's on the Raising Kanan one. And then he... before that was in one of my favorite shows of all time called Mr. Robot. He had a smaller role on there, but a very important role, and he was phenomenal on that shit too. So, and he also got he did that short movie too that he got didn't he get like an Oscar for?
It was like Groundhog Day, but it was like a white cop killing a black guy.
Yeah. And that was that? I think it was an Oscar or was it an Emmy?
He won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, I think it was an Oscar. So,
but it was a original screenplay Oscar, or
something like that. Yeah. So shout out Joey. I've seen a couple things that bothered me on the internet. I saw a couple people talking about how they think it's like too little, too late that Joey's doing this now, and I'm like, why? Why can't it be now?
I mean, 2000 was a good album. It was a great album, actually.
It was a phenomenal album.
Yeah.
I thought that was phenomenal. I think people pay too much attention to streaming numbers and not enough to quality of the music. I swear. But let's play a little bit of this Joey shit. Oh, you have it back on the thing.
Oh, my boy.
There we go. And I believe this is a Conductor Williams beat as well. Looks like Jersey.
This my life for film, baby. I just like the squid.
Dr. Williams got to be in Producer of the Year running, right? I mean, he's been fucking everywhere. All the Griselda shit, all of Drake's most recent stuff. He's on this now with this Joey Badass freestyle. He's been all over the place. I love the soul sample in it, too. It sounds great. I'm back. It's perfect for the Ruler's Back.
You niggas acclimated quick, it's rules to this shit. Hold up. I got murals in my city. Fuck the nomination.
So that line is where people are thinking is the first line to Kendrick. I got murals in my city because Kendrick had Whacked Out Murals as the first song on GNX. And I'm like,
that's reaching.
That's what I thought too, man. I think that's a reach too.
That's reaching.
I think it's a reach.
This bad be time. Watch me.
That definitely was a little jab at Kendrick. That was taking it all the way back to the Control verse.
The King of New York.
King of New York for sure. And I think
I don't think that was a jab. He's from New York.
It's definitely a callback to that line because Kendrick called himself the King of New York. And he goes, "I'm definitely the King of New York."
So did J. Cole.
He just said that.
but
that's
I mean,
what that is. That's what Joey's doing there.
I don't think that's a jab, but okay.
Not a jab. No. All right, so let me state this first. None of this is a jab to me at Kendrick. This is just fucking hip hop. Like Kendrick is probably of the interview footage of Kendrick around the time Control came out when they asked him about it. His response was always the same. He always said, I didn't even know I was doing anything crazy. This is what rap is. I'm just trying to ignite the competitive edge amongst my peers, the guys that I think that are valuable in this game. And that's exactly what Joey's doing back. And I think this, like, he's, we're about to discuss the line he has coming up with what too much West Coast dick licking, which is a Jay-Z line from 22 Twos from Reasonable Doubt.
Nice.
But that's exactly what he's doing. He's just, playing the part. And I think what he's really saying is, y'all let Kendrick run all summer and nobody from the East Coast has said shit. So I guess I'm going to come back and be the one to do it because I've got the skill set to do so.
Told y'all so bad. That's been black.
Joey went crazy on that. I love that. And I love that it's not even that, like, that's like a quarter of what he's got in him. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell that was just like, I'm just going to toss this out there and see what happens. Because he could go way crazier than that if he wanted to. Joey's super capable and probably one of the best. It's funny because he's been around for a minute, but he's still like, I think he just turned 30. Like,
I don't even think he's 30.
He might not be. He might still be like 29 or something like that. So shout out to him for that. I that just makes me happy, man. Like this is the kind of shit that we live for as hip hop.
Bars are back.
Yep, bars are back, baby.
Bars are back.
Bars are definitely back. And that's the nice thing too, is like, that's why Kendrick does those kind of things, is because he wants people to analyze their bars better and step their game up and give a better output of music. He's not just doing it for selfish reasons. So I think that shit's dope. There is one. I got to pull this up here. Let's see if I can find Rhapsody's. Rhapsody was on Sway in the Morning, and she had some lines for some peoples too. Let's see if I can get this here. Is it like the 2-minute mark?
I'm the greatest all time, and I do it. Me and Soul, don't worry about a list. If
Right off the top, right?
Hyenas, this is real rap.
And it's over TV off too.
face, tell them suck my titties. Stand on their grave and I do the gritty. They done woke the grizzly. Let's make some noise now. Make sure
And
you
she's
don't
going off
forget
the
me.
top.
I like the heat. I walk on fire with bare feet. Feel like a Greek how I be stepping on these bitch niggas. Academic, affidavits, entertaining niggas who got open cases. Women charges. They say you violated. The legend in me, you get your payment. Look. Fuck a list. If it's one thing I know, that's where culture don't exist. When it comes to me, a lot of y'all have lists, but I never looked the part to exist. Yeah, in your fuck world. Dogmatic. When it comes to my gift sway, the guards gathered. Repeat me like a pattern. It's a classic. They gon' run it back like Madden. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Yeah. It's not enough to be humble, so I guess I'll be a blood. How they read me wrong. Over microphones, me and Dot, the greatest out, the criminal, the outcast of the industry is him and I. Me and Soul, don't worry about a verse from Hov. I take it as a compliment. Most niggas scared to anyway. I'm fucking with their confidence. Don't worry about the hardship, the people, my accomplishments. Yeah, it's not enough. Where the real niggas at? Too many walking bluffs. The truth come to light. Pass the blunt, smoking on they top 5. Inhale, puff, puff. Yeah. I'm back. This
That's
is
a little bit.
reflex.
I don't want to
Never
play too
been
much of it
pissed
because I don't know about
like
Sway stuff. But yeah, man. That's off. You can tell that she's rapping off the top of her head. That's not a written. I can tell by that. I can just looking at her eyes, the way she's like looking for bars right now is it's pretty crazy. So that's awesome, man. I'm happy everyone's outside. And one thing I wanted to point out about that too is all these things that we just mentioned. Tyler, L.A., Little Sims, UK, Danny Brown, Detroit, Joey Badass, New York. Who else were we talking about? I think that was
Rhapsody, North Carolina.
Rhapsody, North Carolina. So all these people are stepping out from different regions and kind of stamping their claim on the top of 2025, and that makes me super happy. The only thing I'm upset about is, man, Sean sent me that Denzel Curry rapping over TV off last night.
That would also be
but it's not real.
South. That would be Florida.
Yeah. The one he did with Just Incredible recently, that's new. But the TV off one, someone took his Colors performance from 4 years ago and just took the beat out and put TV off in it. And I was like, oh, man, because it really sounds perfect. It sounds so good together. Like, I have to play it for you after the podcast because I don't know if the TV off beat is – well, I guess we just played it with Rhapsody, but –
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I think that's the only ones. No, there was one more thing I wanted to get to in that regard. For 2025, the other people that I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have to say would be JID. We're waiting on JID's project. We're waiting on J. Cole's The Fall Off. We're waiting on Clips. Clips has been promising how they got their new album produced by Pharrell coming out. ASAP Rocky, like we mentioned before, The Weeknd. And then someone that I don't know if he has any plans on dropping new music, but since we're talking about people from Kendrick, Joey Badass, Big Sean from that era, I would love it if Big Crit put out some music, man, and like had like a showing or some kind of run, because Big Crit's always never gotten the just due.
You forgot about the GOAT, bro. Dropping what, next year or next month? The GOAT, bro.
Who
you talking about? Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny. That's talking about
Bunny
another
dropping,
region.
yeah.
Representing Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That actually will probably do better numbers than everybody else. He probably will, bro. That guy is so popular, it's crazy. Shout out to we need a Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
We need that on.
It's not player, it's player.
Bad Bunny's dope. I like him. That's why I'm learning Spanish, so I can understand his music. I'm at 487 days straight on Duolingo, baby.
I had a couple freezes. I ain't gonna hold you up, but I'm like 30-something days now with Babbel.
Babbel, nice.
Yep, I've been rocking Babbel out. So I learned that because I'm going to Portugal and Spain. I can't speak Spanish in Portugal, or else I'll get outed real quick. So I'm just bring it with English.
Yeah.
Although there's different like hola and hola. I guess there's a big difference apparently.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. It's OLA instead of HOLA.
I'm also learning like Mexican Spanish, if that makes sense. So there's like
Tex-Mex?
Not Tex-Mex, but just like
Tex-Mex.
People from Spain speak a lot different than people from Puerto Rico or from Mexico. They're like a lot more proper, and it's like a whole different like dialect, basically. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, because unlike Portuguese, the only places they speak that are Portugal and Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil is a lot Portuguese. Yeah. My old boss Alex, when I did floors, was a Brazilian dude that spoke Portuguese. But yeah, I think that's all I've got this time around. Oh, the WWE event. Yep. Oh no, we did talk about. Oh no, we didn't talk about that
yet. What else we got? I don't even know what the other drops. I'm gonna just go blind here.
That's Flex Bomb. You got to hold it down.
It's not really like fitting for this. What else we got?
I like the Flex Bomb. Start rapping. What's the last one? The one underneath it.
I think this is the cap one. That's the cap one.
Hit it.
I was just saying that it's just not true. It's cap, to be honest.
I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
So if you guys you guys wouldn't know. I just changed a lot of these around, and I've like the only ones I know are like 1 and 2 because that's the ones we mainly use. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck else is going on here?
We got to get a fresh round.
I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
Okay, all right. There was no Neil Rant there, so I pushed that one out of like prematurely. But yeah, so we went to the WWE Holiday Show at LCA. Shout out to one of my dad's friends, man. Hooked us up with some tickets. So I got to take 5 other people with me. I took Neil and his girl. I took my nephew. I took my other boy Sean. And
Frost.
And Frost, yeah. Actually, shout out to Frost is rad. Yeah, it was great. So I love dark matches because you get to see things that you wouldn't normally get to see on a televised, like a Raw or SmackDown or a pay-per-view, because it's not a part of the including a cage match with which I guess that is a rivalry with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens still. Mm-hmm. But we got to see that. We got to see Nia defend her title, which actually, by the way, Nia Jax just lost her title, by the way.
She did?
Yesterday.
Oh, shit.
To Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, she cashed in the Money in the Bank. So, yeah.
Nice. That's tight.
Yeah, so.
Both of them were there.
Yep. Yeah, they both were on the holiday tour. Apparently, Dom was on the holiday tour, too, but we
didn't see him.
We got here. I think we got there a little bit late and missed that match.
Oh.
It was Dom, Ray, CM Punk, and somebody else.
Really?
I saw that. Like
that started it off?
It was like 2 days before we were there.
Damn, that would have been crazy because I saw Rey Mysterio fight when I was a kid. My dad took me to a WCW event where he fought like Ric Flair. Actually, it was crazy. Woo! But that would have been almost 30 years later.
That's the one we're missing.
Yeah, we need. Woo! Yeah, that's what we need.
Actually, we could use that instead of the
air horn.
Air horn. That's perfect. I am okay with that.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, that was really cool because I hadn't been to an event since I was a little kid, and it was cool that we were in those little like box suite seats.
Yep.
And then I did know more names than I thought. What was the big woman that was in the tag team match?
Nia Jax?
No. That was in the tag team match.
Piper Nivens. Dewdrop.
So Bianca Belair, she picked this woman up over her head. And to me, it felt like
Belair is a monster, though. Also, my birthday twin. What up, Bianca?
Yeah, she might be a monster, but that woman was a monster, bro. Like that woman, it felt like I was watching the Hulk Hogan pick up Andre the Giant. It was that. Like that woman was huge compared to Bianca Belair, and she picked her up over her head. That was crazy. That was like some serious athleticism. That was awesome. I'm not making a joke.
Did you ever see? Oh, well, you know who Otis is in WWE? So Otis he's also bigger. He's probably like 350. He's a bigger dude. Bianca like picked him up and carried his ass. This was during COVID though.
Chris Collegia sent me a shout out to Chris over at the Relentless Podcast, 6 Wins. He sent me that video after I was like ranting and raving about that lady getting picked up or whatever. He was like, "Oh, dude, check this out." Then I was like, "What?" That's insane. Yep. But yeah, so that was cool. The Cody Rhodes Kevin Owens cage match main event, that was sick. The way they had the cage lit up, that was sick. They had the entire arena was dark, except for the cage.
Bro, actually, this is the E-Man rant incoming. E-Man rant incoming.
You can use my rant button.
Yeah, I'm gonna use. I just gotta make it like rant incoming.
Neil rant incoming. Neil rant incoming. Neil rant incoming.
All right. Anyway, so my only issue with this whole shit is because it's not a televised match. They don't have like the shit on the like the actual big like jumbotron. You have to actually sit and watch the ring. That's my only thing. So like. Luckily, where we were at, we were fine. But if you're in the nosebleeds, good luck. Good luck trying to get that. Like it's terrible. And then the nosebleeds at LCA is like narrow as hell, so you feel like you're about to fall over anyway. But But like it was like not a good experience for that because I'm like. I mean, I guess you're more focused on the match, but at the same time, it's like it kind of like there's little like tricks and stuff like that. Say for instance, if somebody took like some brass knuckles out there, like trunks and shit like that, I'll miss that every time.
Yep,
I'll miss that because like it's not on a jumbotron. And the reason I was given for that was because it's not a televised thing, so they don't put it on a jumbotron. I'm like, yo, you just don't want to pay extra for that, but at the who was it that had like Michin? Michin had like an extra long one because she was signing everything in the fucking audience.
That was crazy. But
bro, I forgot about
I realized why that was, though. They gave her a super long time because it was intermission.
It was intermission. I get it. And then Michin is, She's super talented, but I would put her in jobber category because I don't.
What's that mean?
So jobber is when your middle card probably will never get a title shot, but you're always meant to put somebody bigger over.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I liked her though. She was athletic. She was cool.
She's talented. I'm not saying I won't take anything about her. I don't think she'll get her title run. That's kind of unfortunate because Michin is talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be a tough life in like trying to make it in WWE and then once you get on trying to stay there. You know,
yeah.
Like how has Bianca Belair like held on to it for as long as she has?
She's talented.
I know,
she's
but
talented
like,
and she's a draw.
Usually, like, weren't you like explaining to me that you would think that, or maybe you said, I can't remember how you worded it. If you said you want her to, or if she
needs to go heel.
Yeah,
shit. Bianca absolutely 100% positively needs to go heel very soon, and I think she is going to go heel next year. I think they're setting up her and Jade Cargill for WrestleMania this year, but because she's been I guess when she not came in, but like when she was at NXT, which I don't know if you know what NXT is, but NXT is like WWE's developmental situation. There's like a one before that, but NXT is bigger now because they televise it. I think it's on USA or whatever now it is. But when she was there, she was heel for a little bit, but then became babyface her whole time. I think that Bianca's babyface run is getting stale.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm like, I just think that if she goes heel, it's a very refreshing thing for her character.
She got to be tired of spinning that braid around.
I don't think that's she's been whipping people and shit with it.
That's what she needs to do, like hit a little kid with it or something and turn heel.
Yep. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Like, I mean, possibly a lawsuit, but lazy.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, like it's just like certain people, like, because I was explaining to my nephew about like heel and like just wrestling terms, heel, babyface, kayfabe, things like that.
What's kayfabe again? I think you explained this one to me and I can't remember.
All right, so kayfabe is the story itself. So it's like the image you portray. Like if you're heel and when you go out like in the media and things like that, like you're in kayfabe. Like you can't, like, you don't want to break character.
Oh yeah.
So if I'm like a bad guy like in the ring, I'm gonna be a bad guy to the media.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's kayfabe.
Like The Rock did last year for WrestleMania.
Like The Undertaker never did interviews until he retired. If you notice,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
I never thought about that before.
He never did interviews until he retired. Now he has a podcast, Six Feet Under.
That's funny.
And it's actually really good. But
that's good. Does Stone Cold have any kind of podcast? Because Stone Cold's
I
like that dude.
100% sure he has a podcast. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I know he does TV shows and shit too, though.
Yeah.
He did like Redneck Island and fucking some other TV show where he did too.
You know what you got to splice into this episode on the video if we edit it afterwards is the photo of that dude in the Santa outfit, like gripping you up after the
Bray Wyatt, not Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, the Santa Fiend.
Yeah, the Santa Fiend.
I can. Shit, yeah, we can make.
Or maybe that could be the album.
You want that to be the cover? Yeah, we can. We can totally. We can totally do that. We can absolutely do
because that was pretty funny. But yeah. Anyways, before we get out of here, I guess I did want to kind of discuss. We talked about the Dochi thing a little bit. In the regional discussion, but we didn't talk about her Tiny Desk performance and her performance on the Colbert Show.
I didn't see either one.
Oh my God, dude. I got to pull it up for you after this show. So her performance on the Colbert Show was one of the best TV performances I've ever seen. It's like so well acted out. She did it with these two other women where their braids were all tied together, and they did this.
Like Bianca Belair?
It was kind of in a sense. I'll show you what I mean afterwards. But I found out after the thing that like all of the direction of it, the costuming, everything was all Dochi. And then she drops this amazing Tiny Desk with this all-woman band just playing the shit out of their instruments. I mean, they sounded so tight and so good. Their bass player was insane. The keyboard player or the piano player was insane. The guitar, I mean, it was one of the best Tiny Desks I've ever seen. Okay. And Dochi was just so spot on with her rap performance on it. So I just wanted to make sure that I said on this podcast that Doechii made every single right move in 2024. Like the way she just like made such an awesome.
She has a
impact.
camp that doesn't miss though. I
Yep,
mean,
you're right. You're
the
right.
only one I would say like Reason left, right?
Yeah, Reason's out.
That's the only one I feel like they kind of fumbled a little bit.
I think Reason might have fumbled his own situation a little bit.
I want to know what's your take on that?
I feel like he wasn't willing to do what most of the artists do there, which is not shit for a minute. You know, like Doechii signed there in 2019. And, you know, they developed her as an artist for 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, and now she's ready to go. And I think Reason maybe wanted to be out the door a little quicker because he might have felt like he was ready.
And I always thought,
and he had some good projects.
I always thought Black Hippie was an interesting thing because like Absol's the only one without a major deal.
Yeah, you're right.
On that list,
which is strange.
Yeah.
But you know,
that has to be by choice.
Do you know what I think that? Well, I wonder if that was because when they signed, CDs were still a thing, right? And he didn't really have to worry about distribution because his family owned a record store. That's where all of those guys hung out.
One record store compared to like
I know, but I'm saying like at least he probably was
yeah.
like thinking he could distribute his own music or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
But wasn't he on Interscope?
Absol is not on a major deal.
I could have swore that.
Look up all his albums. I checked that out because I was curious. Everybody else has like an Interscope deal except for Absol.
I could have swore that what was the name of that one?
Dua Lipa?
No, Do What Thou Will or something.
Do What Thou Will. No, I know.
I thought
It's just Top Dog.
Huh? That's interesting. But I mean,
actually, you might be right. Maybe I don't know.
I can't remember if he was or not.
I'm
but
not 100% on that.
He seems to be doing amazing on his own because Soulburger was fucking phenomenal. He had a great project last year. You listen to Soulburger?
Yes. The 9 Mile intro. Yep.
Man,
Yep.
the way he did that, like he switched from the Belly intro into the 8 Mile freestyle battle scene. Like that was sick.
That was a great flip, by the way.
That was really
on,
sick.
Like, the Belly, how do you want it?
J-Rock better be dropping this year because...
You know what? That's the only one it's been quiet, really.
He has been quiet.
Yeah.
And he said I thought that he was going to have some shit up. Maybe it was... I wonder if Kendrick
Oh,
derailed
what's your
him.
boy? There's another one from TD. Forgot about. Ray Vaughn.
Oh yeah, Ray Vaughn. He said he was going to drop last year, and then Kendrick dropped, and he was like, "Well, there goes my plans. I'll see you guys in 2025." So that's pretty funny. But Ray Vaughn, he put out a bunch of dope freestyles last year, and he sounded phenomenal at the Pop Out concert. Like he was one of the most clearly rapping dudes on the stage during like the warm up with like DJ Head and all those guys. But yeah, I think that's what I got on that. I wanted to pull up this.
And that's all I gotta say about that. We need that drop.
I need to pull up this dude that you sent me before the podcast. Explain to me Joshua Smith.
So
how you heard
he
about
just
him.
had his album release party for this for the new album that came out this past week, and I met him through Frost, actually, of all people. And I guess they went to school together. Not high school, but they went to school together. And
Frost knows a lot of dope people.
Frost does know a lot of dope people. He's a very, very connected dude.
He's a social butterfly.
He
fly.
But yeah. So shout out to Joshua Smith. I saw his set for a little bit. Actually, I saw the whole set, and it was talented, man.
His album art is dope.
His album art is dope. The music is dope. His live show is dope. Like he had Frost open for him, and then he had like some DJ. He had his DJ come out too, he was phenomenal as well. His DJ kind of looks like Babytron to me a little bit.
Babytron is so funny looking. He looks like
I couldn't tell. I don't know if he's white or Arabic. I still don't know.
I think he's Arabic.
I still don't know.
I think that he is Arabic. I feel like if you shaved his mustache off and cut his hair, he would look like a 12-year-old. Wouldn't he? Think about it. Yeah. He's so little. But I mean, he's really dope though. Babytron is super grown on me. Like I wasn't sure how I felt about him at first, and then I like kept paying attention to him, and he is like unapologetically himself.
How do you feel about the rest of the Shitty Boys?
I don't really know much about the Shitty Boys.
That's the group.
Oh, that's the group that he's in?
Yep.
Okay, so I was late to the Babytron party, so I don't know anything about the Shitty Boys. Okay, so I have homework to do is what you're saying.
A little bit.
Okay, all right, I'm going to have to check into this with the Shitty Boys situation.
I'm going to be honest with you, I wrote them off because of the name for a long time.
I probably would have done the same. That's maybe why I never paid attention.
But, yeah.
Okay, anyways, we'll see you guys next week, or well, whatever the next time we record. But here's a little bit of Black Noise out of Joshua Smith. The album is called But I Do. You can get it on any of the DSPs or go buy it on iTunes and be a real friend. Here's a little bit of that for you. I'm going to start it in like a minute in because it's got a long intro.
And let's do the thing. Oh, yep.
Try, but they can't subdue me. Life like a movie, cold open stare in the wicked chair. I'm Huey, overlooking burdened cities and bitter dreams. Juxtapositions, pimps, poets, and Philistines. Notice my M16 stay next to the Bible. That's on Jehovah, light you up like the floor under Michael. Intersections between new life and the dud. No price on the love, regardless if you Christ or a thug. Crosswalks between Bibles and blood. We can't compare doctrines. For fallow lands, my ancestors were sharecropping. We evolved to Harlem Nights from where the soil be a paradox, covered in blood and mixed loyalties. Stressed but tapped in, blessed with black skin. And if reborn, I do it again. I'm about that action. Adding what, 7 years, 4 scores will do. Maneuver like the soul of black folk and black forces move. They dread me cause I'm existential or I'm scot-free. Or cause I'm locked on instrumentals with a block sees.